Welcome to Mohawk Mountaineers basketball live on M-Link. Tonight we're at the David Braley Athletic and Recreation Center for a matchup between the Mohawk Mountaineers and the Cambrian College Golden Shield. So basically what we're looking at tonight, Sadie, is a matchup between one of the better teams in the West and of course one of the worst teams. However, we do have a couple interesting parts to this story. So first off, Mohawk lost 2 games in a row. Wasn't looking all that comfortable the way they were playing. A bounce-back win this past Saturday against Fanshawe. 78-72 win over a team, though, that was 0-12. So
yeah,
a lot of different things to take from that game.
Yeah, a lot of factors. So, Mohawk was on like an undefeated roll, and they were feeling good, and it was just rolling to the playoffs. #1 team in Ontario. They just wanted to do a repeat of last year, basically. But then those 2 losses, they kind of went through a mental lapse. And even that game, like you said, against Fanshawe, 78-72, though they pulled out the win, it wasn't that great of a game to be looking at. So they definitely should have beat them by a lot more. So hopefully this game kind of knocks them out of that mental lapse, because we don't really know what Mohawk team we're going to see tonight. Cambrian, only being 1-10, we would expect that Mohawk would take this game by storm. But they haven't been really playing to their full potential, so we don't really know how this game's going to go tonight.
And there's a lot different parts of this game that could go wrong or well, basically, for Mohawk. So one of the main focuses, we'll look to Christine Midgley to give us the update on what Mohawk's looking to do tonight. Christine.
Thanks, guys. As you know, Mohawk's going into this game with much better standing than Cambrian. That being said, due to the recent losses, they really can't take it easy today. What's killing them on the court is their turnover rate, and that is what Coach Jonker has been working on in every single practice. The key to winning this game is going to be playing hard, making sure they hang on to the ball. Hopefully it'll be a good game. Back to you.
Thank you, Christine. We have tipped off. We are underway from the D-Bark. Jeff Hunt takes a long-range triple, and the rebound collected and put back up and in by Kareem Collins. The Mountaineers off to a good start. Nick Burney alongside me, Sadie Martin for the call tonight. Cambrian moving forward. Ball held right now by Mohamed Soare. The starting lineups, by the way, for Cambrian: Tristan Ritchie, Eric Laverne-Giroux, Morgan Anderson, Thomas Cooper, and Mohamed Soare on the floor at the moment. And the starters for your Mountaineers: Kareem Collins, Cujo Afari, Jeff Hunt, Lamar Barr, and O.J. Watson. Ball moved and worked down low and back out from Afari to Watson here. Watson swings, Barr at the top. Working on his man, kicks back out. It's Hunt driving to the lane, and Hunt with a nice right-handed finish.
And our top players from the last game against Fanshawe, Patrick Ivoroni, he threw up 20 points, and O.J. Watson had 18 points. So hopefully both those players can show again tonight, and let's hope to see a good game out of Lamar Barr.
And so ball to be inbounded from the outside, Cambrian. Working it in now. Cooper hands off to Soare. Another handoff fall to Laverne-Giroux. And he does the same. Back to Soare from the corner. A triple, and he'll nail the first points home for Cambrian on the night.
That was a really clean play that they just did. The double pick to a handoff was a good finish.
Right back down the other end of the court. Barr misses an open 3. Soare deals it outside, fakes the 3 there, was Ritchie. A little handoff to Cooper. Now Cooper tried to hand it off to Anderson, and Mohawk reading that, and there's a little throw up, and Afari hanging, could not finish. Watson able to grab the board. Laverne-Giroux working with pace. A little handoff play to Anderson, and now the ball worked inside again through the fingertips of Anderson.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of turnovers coming from Cambrian's side, and Mohawk's returning those with points. So
Collins went strong to the hoop there. We'll take another look. Great outlet. Just took it right down the court himself, and when no help came over, flew in for the easy bucket. Ball worked around and shot from afar. The rebound comes out and grabbed by Thomas Cooper of Cambrian. He'll put back for 2. 8-5 Mohawk early. Afari spots up. His jump shot rolls and hits the shot clock, so it'll be taken out of bounds. And like you said, Sadie, an early start with both teams running the floor, pretty fast-paced game in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, definitely a fast-paced game. I think Mohawk's really taking advantage of Cambrian's mistakes. I haven't seen a lot of sloppy passes on Mohawk's end of things. They seem to be moving the ball well. I think just to keep up the level compete, like I said, it looked like they've been kind of going through a little bit of a mental lapse. So hopefully they get back to their regular game. Lamar Barr, he had a huge contribution in the beginning half of the season, but he's kind of faded to the back a little bit. So hopefully he pulls out a good game tonight.
And that's an interesting point. One of the guys who has not maybe had a breakout game in the last 5 or so has been Lamar Barr, albeit he had a pretty good game the other day. He actually finished with, I believe, one of the top points, or excuse me, actually only finished with 14 points, not one of the top scorers, but
good enough.
did have
He's
a
over
good
double.
enough game. But like we were saying, not exactly something outstanding, not in maybe the most
we just
amazing
expect more from him, yeah.
Yes, something more to give on the part of Lamar Barr still.
Yeah, no, he's the point guard out there, so he's the one organizing plays. So when he's having an off game, I think that affects the overall team because he's kind of the leader on the floor. So if he's having an off game, then it kind of throws everyone else off. So hopefully that's not the case tonight.
Cambrian with the ball at half. Soiree. Inside they go. Richie found Anderson back out to Cooper. Or excuse me, from Cooper out to, Richie, and his shot missed. And down the other way, Cujo, driving to the hoop, will earn the foul.
That looked like a hard foul, but I think Cambrian just kind of tripped.
There was about 2 or 3 black shirts surrounding Afari in the paint, so pretty hard not to earn a call if you're Cujo. Collins and Hunt, a little give and go on the inbounds. Collins throws it up for Watson. He was coming through strong, but could not get a hold of it. Cambrian making the substitute, bringing in Jonathan Copps. Richie, hands off, Soiree. Working against O.J. Watson. Soiree tries to back him down. Now to Copps, off the bench, to Richie up top. Soiree. Short jumper doesn't go. Collins feeds outside. Here's Watson, pops a 3, does not go either. Cambrian on the rush, Richie to the hole against Barr. A good finish from Tristan Richie of Cambrian.
Yeah, he took a really smart read on that defense there to pull up a little bit short so he didn't run right into our Mohawk guy.
And there, a little move from Barr, and they're going to call him on the travel as he lifted the plant foot before he dropped that ball to the floor. So a good start for Cambrian. They've stayed with the Mountaineers through the first 4 minutes. 8-7, and they have not allowed Mountaineers to run or use their fast-paced offense really to their advantage just yet.
And that's where we don't want to see Mohawk getting lazy. I see they're trying to do some showboat plays in the other end, and they're not making them. And so those are those little opportunities where you should just take the easy layup and save the fancy stuff for when you actually have a lead.
Ball goes up from 3. Barr with the long-range shot, does not fall. Soiree down low, and now Richie from the corner unable to make a move out. Still driving to the net, ends up getting the shot to go. Ball brought forward now by Collins. Barr's throw to the corner for Broad, never made it there into the hands of Jesse.
That looked like some miscommunication there.
So some more substitutions for Mohawk now. By the way, on the floor, Pat Ivaroni, who was one of the more stellar Mohawk Mountaineers in their past few games, including their loss to Niagara a couple games ago, and also their win most recently over Fanshawe. He had 20 points, a team high, to go along with 6 boards, 3 assists, and 3 steals in their most recent win. And there is Pat feeding Collins down low, and there's an easy finish for Kareem. Just the way the Mountaineers like it. Cambrian working again with a lot of handoffs at the top of the arc there.
They look like they're a very play-based team. They don't look like they do a lot of motion. They run off of their sets.
Suarez's shot doesn't go. He follows his own rebound, but unable to handle it and loses it out of bounds. Not a lot of motion from the Cambrian offense, like you mentioned. Quick pass all the way down by Dornick to the corner to Ivaroni. He'll go back up top. Dornick then tried to find Broad, driving, fading away and putting up a rough shot that got tipped and knocked loose. And there's Dornick with a big pick. However, they're going to call a carry, on Dornick. So ball coming back the other way for Cambrian. Suarez takes the inbounds, hustled hard and worked hard by Pat Ivaroni, and they're going to give the ball still to Cambrian, but the shot clock, an 8-second half court ticker is pretty much up, so the inbound had to come over the line, and they will get it. Calvin Hamilton off the bench, over again to Mohamed Suarez. Working against Ivaroni, lost the handle.
Ivaroni's playing some tough defense right now.
Exactly what
Definitely putting the pressure on.
Mentioning from his last few games. Great fadeaway shot from Eric Laverne-Giroux. We'll take another look at that sweet finish from the Cambrian guard. It's a little
nice
pullback.
Step back.
Wonderful finish. And there's a play down low. Jesse Broad able to outmuscle the defense. And the ball comes loose at center. It seemed like Calvin Hamilton thought there was a foul coming, and instead Kareem Collins picks up and finishes and draws the foul as well. And we'll take another look. Sorry. And there's the nice finish from Collins, going up strong with the right hand. Shot goes up on the foul shot and it misses. Rebound pulled down by Cooper, and out come Cambrian. Again, trying those short little handoff passes under immense pressure. A little bit of double team work right now from Mohawk, but underneath Hamilton was open, or excuse me, Laverne-Giroux was open and missed a short jumper. Ivaroni, great feed pass into the paint. Afari denied. Ivaroni takes the steal now, will sit and pop an open three. Terrific shot from Pat.
So it's always a good sign to see Ivaroni make his first three. So hopefully it's going to be a good shooting night for him.
Back the other way, Laverne-Giroux misses a layup, rolling rimmed out. Collins forward. Dornick thought about stepping into three, hits Broad, who does the same, but cannot hit. And Cambrian now trying to run. Suarez down the court, makes a good move to get around Broad.
It's a nice looking move.
A nice step move there, and we'll take another look at the finish there from Suarez. A good 1-2 fake. And back with the ball, Suarez driving again towards the hoop, losing it out of bounds. So a substitution for Cambrian. Shannon Bluebird, number 54, coming in, and subbing out Jermaine Rattray, number 32, after a short shift. $1:47 to go, first quarter. Mohawk in front by 3. Ball battled for down low. Won by Cooper. Swung around. Kops has it, drawing the attention down low, but can't get a foul. Good defense there from both Watson as well as Jerome Gale. There's a little handoff. Watson to Dornick, and he drills the three. And we'll have to take another look at that fine finish. It's a little handoff from OJ.
Yeah, it was easy.
Suarez pushing, a little push off literally on Ivaroni down the court, but no call, and his throw or pass intended for Laverne-Giroux off of fingertips and out. And now Cambrian caught being a little slow on the turn back on defense, but Gale unable to hit from underneath.
Yeah, Mohawk's definitely putting the pressure on defensive-wise. Cambrian's kind of giving them more options. Like we just saw that last play, they only had to make one pass and got a bucket out of it.
And again, quick rush from Mohawk, trying to set up that open shot. Great passing, finds Ivaroni for the open look, and there's Pat again.
2 for 2.
He's 2 for 2 now to start, and picking up right where we left off from that last match against Fanshawe. Ivaroni still red hot. Ball comes back out off the rim on the Soiree long 3. Ivaroni throwing it up. Watson slams it down! And if you didn't think that could happen in Canada, well, hey, that's something new you don't see every day. OJ got so high up, I didn't think he was coming down at any point in time. What a finish from Watson. And to finish the and one, he sinks his free throw. So a little highlight reel play from Watson here. Nearing the end of the first quarter, now another turnover. Dornick up top of Fari has made it 2 in a row.
Back to back.
And if you didn't
Watch
think you
it
could
again.
get any more exciting, following one dunk, we get another, and now a turnover with second to go. Ivaroni to the rack, and it counts for 2. 30-14, 13-0 run to end the last 3 minutes of the quarter.
That was fun to watch.
And if that's not the most exciting basketball, we still get the foul shot to come for Ivaroni to end
It's
the
not
quarter.
very exciting.
No, not this part. But what just happened was. And that's one way to cap a quarter of play. 31-14, the Mountaineers lead. We got to take a few looks back because it happened so quickly in the last 30 seconds I didn't have time to breathe. Dornick up top to Afari. That was the last one. My goodness, what a finish. And just before, if you missed this, oh, Watson on the underneath angle. One-handed throw to, and then just, if you could get any better, Ivaroni finishing with a great turnover, like you said. And
he had back-to-back threes. So.
What a first quarter from the Mountaineers, especially in the last little bit. A good run to end it.
Yeah, because they were pretty close with Cambrian, actually. Score-wise, they were only a couple of points ahead, but those last couple minutes, everyone turned on the Jets.
Brian Yonker can't be disappointed with the fact that the Mohawk Mountaineers have got about a 17-point lead in the first quarter. I mean, that's a good start and all. It's kind of what you expected. Yes, like you said, until about 3 minutes ago, it was a 3-point game. So
yeah, exactly. You know, anything can happen.
I do have to admit, I think you were right about what we said in the opening. Still, the team's not looking 100%. There's flashes of it, but not quite the Mountaineers that were the 9-0 start we saw.
Yeah, I think their defense has definitely stepped up since the last time we saw them at home, which is key. If defense can make plays. So if they make those turnovers and they can make those easy buckets, that's definitely what they want to be taking advantage of. Ivaroni also seems to be still on his game. After his last game against Fanshawe, he's already made 2 threes, so hopefully he can keep that rolling. And he's playing some really tough defense. He's getting a lot of steals that way, so hopefully he can keep that up.
Second quarter action underway on M-Link in the David Braley Athletic and Recreation Center at Mohawk College. The Mountaineers and the Golden Shield in the first of 2 back-to-back games. They'll play tomorrow at 3 p.m. right back again here at the D-Bark. And there's a good finish early from Mohamed Soiree for the first points of the quarter going Cambrian's way, putting an end to the 13-0 Mohawk run to end that first. Watson to Dornick. Inside, Afari with a little stop and hook shot. Does not fall. Bluebird the board, and out comes Cambrian, and a little quick run and drive, and the right-handed layer and runner doesn't go from Laverne Giroux. Barr back at the other end. His doesn't go. Afari pulled down hard on the rebound, and I don't know what it is about me calling basketball games and guys getting poked in the eye, but Nick Burney's got another one to describe. No, I'm just messing around, but another poke in the eye there. So Afari goes the line for 2. Waiting to come back in the game, Tristan Ritchie sitting off to the side, ready to sub in for Cambrian. And And Afari will hit the first of 2 here. And as Afari hits the second, we will see a substitution for the Golden Shield. Richie back in. And we're going to see Thomas Cooper, number 21, take one of his first breaks of the night. Lots of full court pressure now from the Mountaineers. Cambrian able to break past it though, but unable to finish. A good chance down low. Jonathan Copps. Dornick to Barr. Lamar, Barr, great cut, and that was a little more of the skill set that Barr has shown us in the early going, yeah. Schware around the outside of the horn, they pass it. Back to Schware, and his 3 off rim and out, but Bluebird chases down. His pass down low, and Copps sends it right back out to the top. Laverne Giroux, a quick 3, no off rim and out. Gale the board. Barr to Dornick. Dornick just waits patiently.
All by himself.
Smart move to send the pressure opposite his way and drills the open 3.
Not very smart on Cambrian's end of things to leave the person who has the basketball though.
So Copps to Bluebird now at the top for a long-range 3. Probably not Bluebird's game, and it goes off backboard and out, but Laverne Giroux able to settle and grab the board and finish. Still a 20-point game, not too out of reach for either side really. Cambrian though starting to slip a bit back, and their defense getting a little sloppy on the glass.
Yeah, I think we're seeing more of a fight from Mohawk at this point. Cambrian's, they just don't look like they wanted it as much. They're not playing as hard of defense.
And in the last game against Fanshawe, as we'll take another look there at that block out of bounds, the turn from Barr, and there was definitely some contact, so a foul, blocking foul there for Cambrian and Tristan Ritchie. So Barr at the line, and he will hit the first. And like we were saying, a slow start against Fanshawe in the last game on Saturday. They ended up winning 78-72, but did not ever have a lead in the game until the final 3 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's scary.
So maybe this game, kind of a slow start, not as bad, but
I think they needed a wake-up call though.
maybe Brian Yonker has gotten his boys wide and awake now, because they are acting like it. 7:17 to play, the fast break going for the Mountaineers, out of bounds off the defense, so they'll keep possession. Collins to inbound, and what a pass underneath the Hunt, but he lost the control. Mohawk will retain possession. .48-18 lead. Hunt stops and pops an open 3 without any pressure. Grabs the board, finds Collins. He'll take an open jumper and he'll nail. Collins over double digits now in points.
Yeah, he's had a great start. He's 5 for 5, so he's 100% on his shooting right now.
Making good choices as the head of the offense. Cambrian inbounding from the side will be Jermaine Rattray to do so. Pat Ivoroni returning to the game and giving O.J. Watson a break. Here's Rattray. A lot of mixing at the top and a lot of handing off beyond the three-point arc. Ritchie now driving the hoop. A good running left hand, but it did not fall. Hunt ahead. Ivoroni just running to the opposite end. He leaned in, and it will be a charge. Ivoroni argues Rattray didn't set his feet, but to no avail. So pressure right off the inbounds, and Ritchie dribbled it off the foot of Ivoroni, and then his pass was knocked right back to him. And Collins decides to pop from the corner.
He's on fire.
I mean, if you're 5 for 5, why not try for 6 for 6?
Now he's 6 for 6.
So we'll take another look at that Collins corner 3.
A little jab.
Kareem just knocking down shots all night.
Yeah, that was his first 3-pointer of the night. So I think keep him rolling.
Starting to stretch it out a bit maybe now. There, Collins again thought about another one. Instead, it's Ivaroni set up and looking like this offense couldn't miss a single shot.
No, we're looking at another person. He's 100% right now.
Pat continuing to do it on both ends of the floor. As you see that sweet finish off the handoff. Ivaroni again with the ball off the missed chance for Cambrian, and Hunt down low, Barr cutting, great left-handed finish off glass. Lamar Barr.
Those are his first points on the board.
And Mohawk has touched the 50-point barrier themselves now already with 5:22 to play and counting in the first half.
Which is great too, because Mohawk is usually a high-scoring team. But the last couple of games with the 2 losses and Fanshawe, we weren't seeing the scoring that we usually see from them. So it's good to see, Patrick Ivaroni. Right now he's 100% from his shots, Collins as well. So it's good to see the points going up on the board and everyone's draining them at this point.
So a great start for Mohawk, 5:13 to play in the second quarter. They lead by 32 points right now, 50-18. So not much that could be really fixed
really
or
pulled
added
ahead.
to, I'd say, at this point.
Yeah, the game was close, but they've really pulled ahead and kind of taken this game. So Cambrian looks a little discouraged at this point. I think that they came out with more of a fire, and I don't know, they've kind of sizzled out at this point.
I think it was a really good start for Cambrian, and I thought from the first opening 5-10 minutes that it looked like
this
we were
be
going
a
to have
game.
a really tight one, but those final 3 minutes in this entire second quarter, just 4 points for Cambrian. Mohawk, after having just 17 with about 3 minutes left to play, jumped up to 30.
Yeah.
Now has 20 more to add in this quarter, so I mean.
But it is men's basketball. We can see shifts in this, and maybe Cambrian will go on their run, and we'll see a close game again.
We can only hope, considering the last one was a bit of a blowout. So
yeah, we like the exciting games.
We're hoping for a bit more tight basketball action to come.
Maybe a couple more dunks.
We've been gifted 2 very nice dunks in the first quarter alone, so if we were going to get one more, I think we'd be pushing it, Sadie, but that's okay to be hopeful. Ball inbounded by Rattray. Cambrian move forward and giving it away at center. Rattray with a bad pass, or excuse me, Shawari with a bad pass, and turns into easy points for Barr. Ritchie forward now. Trying to ask for some movement offensively. A little handoff Shawari. They hand it off to Rattray. The movement continues, and Shawari ends up down low.
Oh.
He got blocked. No, they're going to call him on an up and down travel. So turnover again for Cambrian with 4.5 to play. And in that first quarter, the points off the bench were 14-0 for Mohawk, and still not a single point for Cambrian off the bench to this point now in the second quarter.
And that's what's so great about Mohawk. They have, once again, like the women's team, they have players that can play basketball as deep into their bench, so they can throw anyone on the court and know that they're going to do their job and get some points for them. Give the starters a break and get the bench out there.
Something that Cambrian, albeit they've used a few substitutions in this game, not exactly getting much help with. So definitely a lopsided bench play right now in favor of Mohawk. Barr with a little bit of a knock loose. Feeds ahead, Ivaroni back. Collins with the finish hanging in the air, dealing with the contact. We're gonna have to take another look at that terrific finish. Great pass back by Ivaroni and a terrific hanging finish from Collins. Ritchie from the corner, can't hit. Cambrian still stuck on 4 points in the quarter. And still under 20 in the game, Broad.
And Collins now has 15 points.
And that's a game high for Kareem Collins. And that
It's a good way to be in the first half.
I will say a great offensive start for the Mountaineers, and Cambrian, as they will be looking to finish off the half with hopefully a score, something they haven't had in over about 3 minutes now.
Yeah, it looks like they've been definitely stalled by Mohawk's defense.
Another long shot, Giroux with a 3 that doesn't go, and we've seen a lot of long shots, a bit of a lack of driving, and just really, like we've mentioned earlier, lack of movement for Cambrian offensively has slowed them down, I think.
Yeah, and I think Mohawk's also dominating the rebounds at this point too, so Cambrian's not getting those second and third opportunities while Mohawk is.
Ivaroni just begging for it wide open, but he does miss an air ball from the right side. Maybe a little bit too excited.
I think he's having some disagreements with the other team at this point. Seeing a little bit of chatter.
Pat has definitely had a rough go with Richie, number 9, on Cambrian.
I don't think they're
They've been
getting
going back
at
and
this
forth.
point.
So the game might get a little feisty with a 34-point deficit currently in the middle of the second quarter. Barr cutting to the rim, and he will earn a foul and go to the line. So Lamar Barr, since pretty much hearing it from us over here about his lack of play and lack of influence, has been turning it up a notch. Let's take another look. And Lamar able to hit the first, putting the Mountaineers now to 55 points as he misses the second. So 1 of 2 for Lamar from the line. Schware, another deep 3 from Cambrian, another miss off rim and out. No secondary chance, and the ball brought forward. Dornick getting it back from Broad, now hits Jerome Gale wide open. Shot from beyond the arc does not go. And Ivaroni will take the board and reset. Dornick from the corner from Ivaroni. And
that's his spot.
Ryan Dornick has barely missed either. I believe he is a perfect 3 for 3 from the field tonight. Ball comes whipping off a leg. It remains just in bounds for a second before Dornick could not save it from going out of bounds. But we are going to get, actually, I believe, a foul call there on Cambrian, so Mohawk possession. Dornick. Across, Ivaroni. A fake shot pass, never worked. Gale didn't see it. Giroux down low, Schware almost, but unable to finish. Two shots to come for Schware. Or Schware, excuse me. And he'll miss the first. Long way back if Cambrian wants to make this a game in the second half. Second one no good. Bluebird grabs the board. His shot is short off front rim. Dornick with a good running play, but a little bit out of control and his shot too far.
But he gets it back. It's always good.
And a
nice
good
finish.
turnover forced by Dornick, like you said, leading to Gale's 2. Great drive by Giroux, takes the push from Gale, goes hard to the floor, but a good hard foul from Jerome Gale, not allowing any easy buckets underneath there. As the lead currently up to 40 for Mohawk, 60-20 with 1:16 to play.
And I think we've only seen Cambrian get 2 points in the last 5 minutes.
And it's when you're only scoring 6 points in a quarter and 2 points in 5 minutes of play, you're not standing much of a chance against the Mohawk Mountaineers, I'll say that. Not with the offense that they have.
Yeah, and Mohawk's not letting off on the defense either. So their defense is really strong, and they're also getting those defensive rebounds, which is putting them into more offensive opportunities and taking away those second and third opportunities from Cambrian.
Terrific passing from the Mountaineers. Just another piece of that terrific work tonight, along with the
Shot
rebounding.
clock's under 7.
And Dornick puts it up and off rim and out. Cooper
We're
grabbed
just
the
under
board.
a minute left in this half.
Kick out. Cooper's pass down low off of hand, and Dornick leading out. Here's Watson slamming it, but it goes off back rim and out. Ivaroni taking the loose three and hits. Just 30 seconds to play in the half.
He's gotten all of his points off of his threes right now.
And Pat, as you say, every single shot from beyond the arc tonight. So no fear in going from long distance if you're Ivaroni, especially when you're hitting it as consistently as he is.
Yep, sitting at 15 points from his three-pointers. It's not bad.
No, it could be 35 or 4. No, let's not get on him. He's had a pretty good start, and on a spread offense like Mohawk, no one is expected to score a 30, 40-point game to win. You just need a nice clean 4 or 5, 15 to 20 points across the board. I find that's the way this offense seems to work best. Not when it's being carried by one, but kind of
spread around.
Yeah, collectively as a unit scoring. Off the rim, ball comes down to Cambrian with just 10 seconds to play in the half. They'll get the last shot of the quarter. Giroux, as he crossed over, lost control, and now Mohawk will get the last shot.
That's that intense Mohawk defense. They're all over them, not letting them get any opportunities.
Not even in the last tenths of the half. And now here's a three from Broad right at the end. It will not go, but the half ends. The Mountaineers leading at 63-24. That gives them a 39-point advantage going into halftime. And in small, simple terms, this has been a blowout of a first half.
Well, I think of a second quarter. I think the first quarter was a little bit of a closer game, but the second quarter Mohawk really took it, and we saw the team that we've been missing the last couple of games. So it was really good to see from Mohawk. Everyone's scoring. Patrick Ivaroni, he's having a great game so far. Kareem Collins, he's already over his 10 points. So everyone on Mohawk's doing a great job, and I think if Cambrian wants to get back into this, they need to up the intensity a little bit.
I must say, I feel like that first half, it was a kind of an ebb and flow where you had two kind of almost complete different quarters and games there. Like the first quarter was a really good basketball game. It didn't look like Cambrian had any problems kind of keeping up, and then it was completely opposite in the second quarter. So we're going to go to Christine Midgley now, who's standing alongside, I believe, O.J. Watson. Christine?
Hey guys, I'm here hanging out with number 33, O.J. Watson, absolutely crushing it in this game. Not really a big surprise. You did awesome in the last game, one of our leading scorers. How has that momentum carried over to this game?
Basically, I'm just trying to stay consistent for the rest of the course of the season. So.
Yeah, no, and it's clearly working. Fans are going crazy for the dunks right now. What can we expect to see from you in the second half?
Hopefully just more ball movement, hopefully some more high-flying dunks, and just putting the ball in the bucket.
Yeah, that's a pretty good goal to have. All right, well, good luck in the second half. We look forward to seeing you more.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. All right, guys, back to you.
Thank you, Christine. So at the end of one half of play, 39-point lead for the Mountaineers. We'll take a look at some of the highlights from that first half of play. And me and Sadie will give us a little break and have a little bite to eat maybe during halftime. No?
I think a booster juice.
A booster juice could be indeed. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to Mohawk Mountaineers basketball on M-Link. Currently a 39-point advantage for the Mountaineers as we entered the third quarter play, 63-24 over Cambrian. I'm Nick Burney, alongside me Sadie Martin. Welcome back to the action here, and I Must admit it's been a little lopsided, and pretty much one team has carried most of the play, but plenty of scoring in the first half, no lie, 87 points, just not as evenly spread as one would have thought.
Yeah, no, we're seeing the Mohawk team that we wanted to see tonight. So they went on a run, 22-2 run, so that was a huge advantage on the Mohawk end of things. Cambrian seemed like they fell asleep for a little while, so Mohawk was able to get that lead and continue to build on that.
So to start the second half, a quick 2 points from Mohawk, getting them to 65 and upping that lead, but Cambrian able to come back down and hit a shot. Tristan Ritchie able to bury the 2. So to get a little update on what both teams are thinking coming out of the half, we'll turn to Christine for a little bit of a report. Christine?
Over the half, and he's pretty antsy about the second half. I mean, if you look at Mohawk's shooting percentage, it's been incredibly high. You've got Kareem Collins, hasn't missed a shot. Defending against this, Giroux really just wants more hustle from his team. He needs to reduce the turnovers. That's really where they're losing it right now. He's trying a new defensive lineup this half, so hopefully we'll see a changeover with that. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Christine. So the change has started with some points for Cambrian, but still unable to stop the Mohawk offense just at the very start of the third. And there's a missed shot from Cooper from beyond the arc and a turnover, unfortunately, the other way for the Mountaineers.
And going off of what Christine got from the Cambrian coach, points off turnovers. Mohawk had 24 points off turnovers, while Cambrian only achieved 6. And that just goes towards Mohawk's tough defense. They're getting those turnovers, and then they're turning those into points. So I think the coach definitely wants Cambrian to step that up and do a lot cleaner play so that Mohawk's not getting all those points. 24 points is a lot. That could make this a much closer game if they hadn't gotten all those turnovers.
And when you think about it, 24 points off of
There's
12
Dornick.
turnovers from Cambrian. Mohawk has actually committed 10 turnovers themselves. We'll take another look at that finish there, the long-range snipe from Dornick, who's continued to hit from the outside tonight.
Yeah, so that puts him above double digits in his points tonight as well.
And I was going to say about the turnovers, 12 to 10, so not a whole lot in terms of turnovers more for Cambrian, but that shows you how good Mohawk has been at converting those turnovers into points.
Yeah. Exactly, they're taking advantage of those.
Hunt unable to finish, Ritchie carrying all the way down court, but then a spin in the paint. He lost control of himself and threw the ball away.
And once again, similar to our women's game, Cambrian, we're looking at like a very young team. They have 8 of their players are first years. So that's huge. That goes a lot into team chemistry. You know, the Mohawk men's have been working together for at least a couple years now. They're only having to file through a couple of rookies, while the heart of Cambrian's team is rookies. So that's a totally different dynamic that they're having to work with.
And also, 2 of the 5 second-year players to go along with all of those 8 first years are missing from tonight's action. Shane Gillies and Troy Williams not in action tonight, so they only are down to 3 second-year players. The rest of the lineup, as you said.
And it's hard to call second years even veterans, right? Like they just kind of got into the program as well. So it's a very young team, and once again, this is kind of a building year for them.
Very nice sleight-of-hand move by Dornick on the back
nice
dribble,
finish.
and a
Easy.
great pass down low to Hunt. Ball moved up forward. We'll take another look at that great finish. Dornick down low and Hunt just wide open for the right-handed lay. Cambrian swinging it around at the top. Soiree. And now Ritchie rejected by the big left hand of Hunt. Came flying through the middle there.
Let's take another look at that. Ooh. Just knocked it out of there.
He got up there. He's got some hops, as the white kids say. Soiree, downtown 3 off the inbounds.
Was that Collins?
And I must say, a long-range snipe from the Cambrian point guard. Ball goes off a hand out of bounds. Mohawk making changes. Coming back in the red-hot Pat Ivoroni and Lamar Barr, who seemed to turn it up a notch late in that second quarter of play. So we'll see if they can continue. There's a great no-look feed out of the inbounds pass from Watson. but Barr going to the rim had it slip out of his left hand on the carryover. Slowly bringing it forward, but facing a very interesting three-man pressure on the full court press. Good work by Cambrian to find the open man, and Cooper, one of their few second-year players like we mentioned, able to hit from the side. Hunt, outside, Barr, fakes, thinks about it, kicks it out. Ivoroni kicks it around. Watson still looking.
The shot
Jesse
clock's under
Broad.
10.
And Hunt's shot comes up short, so a turnover, and turned over right back on the long pass.
Throwaway.
A bit of a push you can feel from Cambrian, but stressing too much, almost like they're
Trying too hard.
Yeah, just a little bit too much here and there.
Keep it simple.
Unable to really,
especially on a fast break.
gain any kind of consistency has been their problem, really.
There's an easy one from Ivoroni again. So he's racked up to 17 points now.
Ritchie slowly working. Laverne Giroux to Soiree. Soiree thought about it again, does not shoot. Down low, Ritchie. Out top, Giroux takes a step in,
Nice shot.
pops and makes. Good shot by Giroux. And we'll take another look. One of the few open shot hits that we've seen tonight from Cambrian on a lot of long-range jumpers. And there, back
Nice
the other way, is
return from
O.J.
OJ.
Watson doing the very same. Watson able to find space and make that open jumper. Ball getting worked around. Soiree and Giroux. And now Soiree to the hoop, and he'll miss the running lay-in. Ivoroni back to Broad. He'll stop, pop a three, and he hits. Right now, a 50-plus point advantage for Mohawk. Oh, Ivoroni with the steal up the middle. Can't make the easy lay-in, though.
He's not happy about that one.
And a great effort.
So he'll get it back.
As you said, he didn't look happy at all.
Yes, he wants a redo. There we go. That's what he wanted the first time around.
So, as Sadie said, he may not have got it the first time, but we'll show you the replay of the replay. As he made it happen on his second chance, a great feed to Watson down low. And unfortunately, on the very other end of the floor, Ivoroni getting the blocking call here. Pat on his way to a second straight 20-point game. Not something you often see from Ivoroni, especially considering he does not usually start.
Yeah, no, right now he's averaging 9 points per game, so really big couple games from him.
Ivoroni really stepping up at the right time of the year for the Mohawk Mountaineers, especially
Definitely.
when they need him most.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing with the Mohawk team. You know, if one person's not on their game, then there's someone else to pick up where they left off.
Bucket for Soiree, cuts into the deficit slightly from Cambrian. Mohawk continuing to whip that ball around with the greatest of ease offensively, but unfortunately turn it over down low. Back come from the Cambrian rush.
Easy step around.
And a nice step around. He missed it going up was Calvin Hamilton, but the rebound put home by Thomas Cooper. Under 3 to play in the third quarter. Ivoroni to Barr.
Looks like
Lamar
Cambrian's
Barr.
playing closer defense on them right now. Making it
Again,
a little bit
Barr.
tougher as the shot clock winds down.
And the ball popped out. Ivoroni able to take the quick three, beat the shot clock. Does not go. Cambrian now quickly down the floor, and Cambrian's shot from the corner not going. Hamilton misses a three. O.J. Watson, who has already had a highlight reel dunk in the very early part of this game. Finding Broad down low, his open jumper misses. He grabs his own board. Gale kicks it out. Watson thinks twice, but is past Ivoroni, read by Soiree. He's on the run. It's Watson back, and he almost able to get a hand to it. Forced up a tough shot. The rebound, though, grabbed and put back by Laverne Giroux. Ivoroni swinging around the end. Barr thought about stepping into it. Instead, went down low for Watson, but it hit his hands last and out.
Yeah, he took a little bit too long to think about that pass, and by the time he got it off to him, it was a little too late.
So we're going to see a timeout from the Mountaineers. Mohawk's deficit cut into. It's only a 42-point lead, but then again, 42-point leads don't happen too often.
No,
so.
And sitting at 85 points with a whole quarter left to play, it's a pretty good amount of points you want to be having.
And like you said earlier, in the last few games, they've been unable to score a whole lot of points. And I mean, Mohawk
compared
is a team,
to what they're used to.
Yeah, that I find from what they've done this year, it's a pretty much an average of 90 to 100 if they're winning.
Yep, their average is 90 per game. So the last couple of games, their losses, and even their last win with only 78 points isn't the performance that we're used to seeing from Mohawk. So it's good to see, we have really good shooting percentages tonight, which is a good confidence boost. Hopefully they can keep carrying this on, finish off this game, and keep it going for tomorrow.
And they've already matched their assists per game. They actually have matched their assists per game total in the first half with 14.
Exactly, which means we're working together.
As we said earlier and have mentioned multiple times, this team really doesn't run through one man. It's a 5-man unit offensively, and all 5 can put the ball in the net. And they try to get all 5 involved. And tonight, it's been working. Minute 30 to go. Ball inbounded by Cambrian. Into the paint, we see Bluebird. Outside, Cops, excuse me. Re-kicked out again. Schware
Ooh, that was a nice
nails
move.
the long 3.
He made him pay for that one.
And a good shot from Schware. We'll take another look. A little cut-in move. Step back and drills the 3. Ivaroni cutting to Watson, and my goodness. O.J. Watson, if he just had a little more to that jump, could have finished that. And there again, Schware stepping back and hitting another long-range jumper. A close call on the pass from Ivaroni, almost picked by Ritchie. Now Ivaroni down low. Cujo almost threw it away. Gale across
Shot clock's
court.
under 10.
Watson with the shot clock down with an amazing reverse layup underneath.
I think the Cambrians' defense is definitely stalling Mohawk a little bit. We're seeing the shot clock run down, and Mohawk's not getting the opportunities that they really want. So whatever the coach told Cambrian to do to switch up their defense seems to be doing something.
So Barr brings it over the timeline, trying to slow things down a bit here for the Mountaineers. And as you said, Cambrian has turned up the D. The pressure has been there. And
stepped out of
there,
bounds.
Watson, as you said, makes a fatal
turnovers.
mistake. And will give the last shot of the quarter to Cambrian. Cambrian College will have 6.6 to deal with for the Golden Shield. Schware moving forward. He thought about it, went down low. A great pass and a great finish at the end of the 3rd quarter from Cambrian College. They've cut into the deficit at 87 to 51.
Yeah, Cambrian coach seems happy about that. It was definitely some improvement in that quarter.
I will say a little better defense, slightly more offensive play. Clearly after that 2nd quarter, they need to pick it up offensively.
Yeah, we had too much of a stall there. So, I think Cambrian, they're starting to put it together, and I think Mohawk needs to not let up on the gas.
So we'll take a look back at some highlights from that 3rd quarter of action, where the Mountaineers were able to put together 24 points. They were outscored 27-24 in the quarter. It was a pretty even 3rd quarter, and realistically, the 1st and 3rd, if you take away the 2nd, we've got ourselves like a 5-point game right now. So aside from that 2nd quarter play, Mohawk has not ran away with this game at all.
Which I think is Cambrian just needs to keep that mentality and keep driving if they want to get back into this game. Because there are lapses in the game and, runs, as we say. One team can be on a run, and then a couple minutes later, the other team's on a run. So it's a lot of back and forth play, and we'll see if Cambrian can come back.
So just to look back, Cambrian, on what we expected from them, 1-10 coming in, and we're fresh off 2 back-to-back losses to Humber at home by more than 45 points. So right now, being down only 36, actually slightly a positive for this Cambrian team, as much as they are trailing right now. Ritchie, Schware, foot on the line, does not go, and it will not count It'll be out of bounds. Mohawk ball.
And as we were saying that Cambrian had a good last quarter, I'm just looking at the stats right now, and they actually outscored Mohawk in that last quarter. So they scored 27 points, and Mohawk only scored 24. Previous to that, in the second quarter, Mohawk had outscored them 32-10. So we definitely have seen an improvement in that third quarter from Cambrian. Whether they can keep it up, we'll see.
Collins working. He's had a terrific game. Him and Dornick have just been lights out. And Dornick continues. Ryan, nearly perfect from the field like Collins himself. And there's that feed. Dornick has been on those corners all day right now, setting
Dornick
up for those threes.
is 6 for 6 for threes right now.
So get Ryan the ball when he is standing outside the arc.
Exactly.
We got a little replay of that finish from Cambrian. Kick out and the long range finish.
Even our camera guy couldn't keep up to that one.
It was a little too fast for our people on the floor and our amazing tech team. Soiree kicks it down low. Richie with a little bit of an underhanded layup out back to the point. Kind of tossed it up for his teammate. Still they remain possession. Now Kops. Long range three goes off rim and out. Hunt grabs the board and Dornick comes forward. Dornick driving. His pass for Broad. It
A little
is
too strong.
through the hands. So right now, 41-6, the points off the bench for the Mountaineers.
So that's huge.
Another very wide margin.
Which is great to see that your bench can perform just as well as your starters. You're looking at almost half their points from their bench.
An amazing stat on the night, 41 of 90. Cujo Afari losing the handle. Ball comes back. Hamilton tried to take it to the rim for Cambrian, lost it to Dornick.
A lot of quick turnovers here.
Very fast-paced game now. Dornick, a little bounce pass, Broad to the rim with strength.
And that's just teamwork right there. You know, Dornick could have taken that shot, but instead he waited it out and got the better play.
Unselfish play has
It's
led
what we
to
like
a
to
lot of
see.
points for the Mountaineers tonight. And it's exactly also what Brian Jonker wants to see. Soiree losing the handle again. Dornick coming down on the rush. His attempted feed pass doesn't get to Afari. And the loose ball is picked up by Richie. Hamilton on the pass from Cambrian forward, spinning underneath. Put up a shot and missed. Drive the other way from Afari, and he lost the ball out of bounds off a leg.
Kind of some sloppy play back and forth there. Neither team really wanted to slow it down, but a lot of turnovers both ways.
So both sides unable to keep control of the ball for long. Giroux at the top. Now to Richie. Down low, Bluebird finds Giroux moving to the corner. His three is no good. Dornick the rebound. Ryan Dornick stops, pops, and he gets that to fall. So Ryan finding it hard to miss tonight.
He's made 20 points, and the game's
we'll
not
take
over.
another look at how he gets there on that little stop and go. Dornick again in control of the ball. Mohawk 6 points away from touching the century mark, just like the women did earlier tonight in their victory over Cambrian College, just prior to this one. So after the foul here, ball will be inbounded by Mohawk. Richie getting subbed out onto the bench for Cambrian. Jordan Nguyen making his first appearance for Cambrian College. And that ball off a hand turned over. Giroux into Rattray. Back to Giroux.
I think Mohawk's getting a little bit flustered at this point. Their offense isn't looking as clean as it was in the first half. I think Cambrian switched up their defense and it's thrown them off a little bit.
6 minutes to go. And Rattray travels on his trip to the basket, turning it over again for Cambrian College. 40-point lead. Dornick works it for Mohawk forward. Dornick dropped the ball and tried to repossess it. And it was a carry. He argues that he was trying to pass it off to no avail. A bit of an errant pass there from a tray to Giroux, but he finds them, and Bluebird on the spot and shot. No good. Barr with the board. Barr trying to outrun Giroux and push him down the court. Does so. Gets into the middle, feeds Dornick, who's wide open for another three. And it's either been Pat Ivaroni or Ryan Dornick, and you can't stop either of them right now.
7 for 7 for his threes, Dornick is.
Dead shooter tonight, Ryan Dornick. Ball comes down, Cooper working hard, earns the rebound, Rattray sends it out, Giroux down low, there's Bluebird, got swatted, but the hand made contact with his, and Bluebird draws the foul on Hunt, and will go to the line. Some changes coming for the Mountaineers. Broad and Hunt will come off. We'll see Gale and Ivaroni get back into it. Bluebird missing the first. He has yet to hit a shot all night from the field or free throw line, and that is what I get for mentioning that. Ivaroni coming forward, down low, and as you said, wonderful pass to find Barr.
And Barr now also over 10 points. He's sitting at 11. So we have a lot of Mohawk Mountaineers in double digits.
Something Brian Yonker will love to hear about later. Ivaroni grabs the rebound. Running the floor. Little handoff. Dornick thought about another three. Pulls up and hits a two. And we got to take another look as the Mountaineers send themselves above the century mark in points. Almost fell over on a second thought.
I think it's great to see two people working together that well, though. Like, Ivaroni literally went out of his way just to set up Dornick.
And to think about the game Ivaroni's had, and to be doing that, that's the kind of teamwork
probably knows he can take it himself.
The Mountaineers love to see. From the corner, speak of the devil, Ivaroni just in and out. Went halfway down and wouldn't settle for the Mohawk guard. Giroux now from the corner tries to answer. He cannot hit either. And now getting a little bit sloppy with the misses as we head towards 4 minutes left in this one. Dornick off back iron. That's his first miss from the field, I believe. Little kick back in, and Giroux steals. So a surprising end to the perfection from Dornick. But I must say, like you said, Ivaroni, Dornick, been the leaders tonight offensively. Barr's picked up the slack in the second half, and
can't forget about Collins.
And of course, Collins had a very
15 points, and he was 100%.
Very hot start to the game. He hasn't been needed much in the second half. And
exactly. He probably doesn't want to ruin his 100%. It's like just.
I think
we'll just end it like that.
Maybe him and Ryan had a little bet going, so he's good now because Ryan's blown that. Three ball launch by Giroux. He does not hit. Ivaroni tries to keep it in. He threw it off a man's hands. It's going to be still kept in by Cambrian, surprisingly, and a great running shot, as you said, from Giroux. Ivaroni hits Barr. Barr trying to do it himself, but then a kick out. Long three, Dornick. Oh, his first miss from beyond the arc now. Down low, Gale battling, cannot win possession. And we're going to see a pair of subs, Soiree, as well as Calvin Hamilton back into the game. Nguyen and Cooper coming off for Cambrian. And Lamar, Barr, and Dornick taking a seat, allowing Cujo Afari and OJ Watson back into this one. Soiree cutting through and just rejected, like you said, by Gale. This game hasn't had a whole lot of excitement in the last 5 minutes or so, but occasionally some.
No, we need a dunk or something.
Really good D. Nice little finish from Tristan Ritchie. 43-point deficit, 2.5 to go. Mohawk well on their way to a second straight victory. Will push them to 11-2 and keep them atop the West Division. Meanwhile, they're about to send Cambrian to their 11th loss and a record of 1-11. Cambrian came in on a 4-game losing streak after losing the first 6 and winning their first game. So now, not exactly headed in any more of a positive direction.
And we'll be back tomorrow.
We will, with these same 2 teams.
Do it all over again.
So expect points galore. From the corner, Watson, no good. Soiree rushing up ahead. Giroux, a little tip pass. Richie, a nice finish, getting it over to Hamilton there. And another look at that. Fine little passing play.
And good finish.
Gale comes down and puts it home for Mohawk, putting them up to 105 points now to Cambrian 62. Shot off rim, pops loose. Ivaroni working forward. He can see it, he can feel it. Finds Broad, Broad to Ivaroni. Bounce past Gale. Down low, popped off the face of Watson. So he's a little shooken up. Richie. And now Giroux with the open 3, in and out. Cujo Afari comes down with it. Ooh, pass to Pat might have found its way out of bounds, but he's able to reel it in. And there's Cujo Afari! And that, he got way up. So holy moly, Ivaroni leads him in, and he takes about 2 steps and just ignites on that rim.
Oh my gosh.
You couldn't have thrown that down harder if you were like a 450-pound gorilla. So Cambrian, with 1:02 to go, now trail 45 points. And we've become a little bit of a highlight reel tonight. Afari's gone up for 2. Watson's gone up for 1. Does OJ have 1 more in him?
We have like players that are 100% from the 3-point line.
This has been one of those games. Brian Yonker might want to save the game film from this one and just christen
do it as motivational speak.
He may need to keep this for later. Ivaroni on the board with under 1 minute to play. Feeds it outside. Watson swings it around. Broad inside. Gale went to the rim. Puts up his own rebound. Doesn't get it. Now kicks it out. And Watson a little short on the 3. Broad.
This is just
another
Mohawk
kick
just
out.
continuously gets their own rebounds.
And Ivaroni trying to waste the clock down. Finding Broad in the corner. Broad puts up a 3 under pressure. He misses. Ivaroni the rebound. And Afari missed the dunk. And now Watson up. Cannot get up to go put it back himself. The feed to Gale is no good. Mohawk thought about getting another one there. And Cameron's going to waste it out. Luke Giroux says that's going to be it. And as we count down the last 10 seconds, the Mountaineers have a 44-point victory, 107-63 over Cambrian. So the Mountaineers improved to 11-2. Clearly a nice win to get the offense back going 100%. The D may not have been perfect, but every time you kind of give up 60 roughly points, that's a good sign, even though Cambrian may not be a very offensively gifted
And
club.
they need these 2 games, today and tomorrow, to solidify their first place. They can't be losing anymore, or else they're going to be slowly dropping down the rankings, and it's not something you want to be doing right before playoffs. So they put themselves in a good position, and hopefully we had a lot of hot hands today. A lot of people shooting well, so tomorrow maybe some of them will have off days and we might see a completely different game. We had a lot of people. OJ Watson, 12 points. Kareem Collins, 15. Patrick Ivaroni, 17. And he went 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. So really good stats there.
So really spread out offensive attack from the Mountaineers, and clearly a very good game from 2 major points in terms of Ivaroni and Dornick from their shooting, and I mean Collins as well.
Christine has Ivaroni right now.
We're going to go to Christine, who's got Pat right now. Christine.
Hey guys, I'm here hanging out with number 3, Patrick Ivaroni. Congratulations on the win. You've been absolutely killing it. Top scorer for the last 2 games. What's your focus been?
Just good ball movement and taking good shots. We have good ball movement, and it's showing that in the score as well.
Yeah, no, you guys have a really strong team. That's actually my next question, though. You guys have had some change-ups in your bench. You guys have lost some guys. You've got some injuries. Playoffs are around the corner. What can we expect to see from you the next couple games?
The same as you saw today. And as soon as we got a healthy bench again, we're going to be stronger than ever.
Perfect. Well, good luck going forward. It was nice talking to you. Congratulations again. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Christine. So the Mountaineers win on both ends. The men and women's get what they want out of this game tonight versus Cambrian. Now, tomorrow afternoon, we need much more of the same in order for them to build towards their West Division leads. So, for Sadie Martin, I'm Nick Burney saying so long, thanks for joining us, and thanks for watching on MLink.
And we'll leave you with some highlights.
And highlights from today's action.